Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about a topic related to moving content from one content tree or one database to another. We're going to pretend that we've accidentally deleted one of the items from the master database. So let's go ahead and delete that item. So we'll go over to Content Editor, click on Content, Example, Home, and we're actually going to delete this basic page. Let's pretend for a moment that we're in a scenario where we've accidentally deleted this page. This would not be a situation where we've actually just deleted it and then we want to restore it. It's more of an accidental deletion of an item that you would want to restore. So we have accidentally deleted it. Now keep in mind, obviously, we will just leave the links as is. We really needed that page back. Something that you may have done is deleted it accidentally. Who knows why? Just keep in mind that if you've deleted it and it's been published previously in the past, for example, let's say it's an article that you've written or it's a homepage or anything like that, and you've accidentally deleted it, but the site is still up, the page is still up in your production website because it's in the web database. It seems good, everything's clear, but next time you publish from your master database, you're going to actually lose that change because it's going to get wiped out of your web database. So I'm going to show how you can move it from that web database back into your master, and then you're good to go from then on, and your mistake has now turned into not a mistake. If we go to from the master database into the web, and then go back to the content editor, click on Content, Example, Home, you'll see that the page still exists inside our web database. It does not exist inside our master. Like I said, you're going to publish from your master, and it's going to overwrite changes in your web. Typically, if you publish the home item, anything in that home item, or you did a published site, all your changes are lost. Your basic page is now gone. Well, sort of. There might be ways that you might be able to recover it from a database backup or something along those lines, or you might have done a serialization in the past and can restore it that way. But this is definitely the easiest way to, oops, I made a mistake, get this back quickly from your web database or your production database or any other databases that you may have. So if you click on basic page, right click and do copying and select transfer, now it's going to give you options of where you want to move this item. So first and foremost, you're going to select the item that you want to move. So I want to move this basic page. I'm going to click next, and then it's going to ask me where I want to move it to. Now, this is not necessary for situations where you've made a mistake. You might want to move something from your master database into your core, or your core into your master, depending on what you're working on. Maybe you're working on some sort of content you somehow accidentally put it in the wrong database, for example. So if you are creating articles, it's kind of hard to do because the templates wouldn't exist in that core database. But if somehow you were able to add them into the core, you'd be able to now transfer them back into your master database so that it shows up in your content. So I can change the destination database, and I'm going to select master. So I'm telling it I want to move this piece of content from my web into my master. And then I can just select the folder that it should go into, which is a home item. So I'm not saying where it's going to go because obviously that item doesn't exist, but I'm going to say which folder should that item go into. So that's a home item. It's basically telling me information about the item and where it's going. And then I can also check to include sub-items, which doesn't really matter because there isn't any for this item, but if I delete all the blog items, for example, from the master database, then I could just select the blog from the web and move it back to the master. Now, if you delete stuff from your web accidentally, all you need to do is do a publish. That will move content from your master to your web. So I'm just going to say move. That's all I need to do. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the master database, click Content Editor, click Content, Example, Home, and there we are. We have the basic page back into our master database, and all those issues that you potentially had these dreams or visions of being yelled at by your boss have now gone away, and you now have that piece of content back into your master database where you can start making changes with it again. Keep in mind, however, when you move something from your web to your master, you're only moving the current version. So if this item had multiple versions associated with it, you have lost all your old versions and you now only have your newest version, because the web database only stores the current version that is able to be published. Kind of going to a longer topic, but if you have workflow, if you have 5 versions for it, it's the one that's in final workflow state. So if version 2 is in final workflow state and all the 3 versions ahead of it are not, then all you're going to be able to restore and move from your web to your master is that version 2 item. So just something to keep in mind there. Also, well, I guess that doesn't apply here. I was going to say language versions, but language versions would be also over there. So it's just if you want to restore every version that you had on there, you're out of luck there. But I would say I would recommend maybe doing a database backup restoration instead of trying to do this quick copy over. Or if you deleted it accidentally, you can always look in your recycling bin. It might actually be in there and not permanently deleted. It's only been temporarily deleted for future uses. All right, that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to look below and check out all the links to my social profiles. I'm here to help you guys. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help. All right, that's it. Bye-bye.